Yep. I'm gonna be waving the white flag on this one once and for all because a couple weeks ago I made a video talking and basically making a halfway point review overview of "You Can't Be in a Rom-Com with Your Childhood Friends" anime, and in that video I point out some of the key highlights and flaws in that show itself, and actually give it like a fair chance at like being really good and seeing if it could develop from here. But today, or in this case tonight, as we record this video, I just watched the recent episode, the ninth episode of the show, and I gotta say, I honestly, personally, just want to get this out of the way now because, like, I don't think my mind's gonna change on this show. First and foremost, like everything that I said in my first video already is going to be added onto this video. First and foremost, but second, like there's not really a whole lot of progression that's happened since making that video up until now. So basically, to get you all up to speed to like everything that's happened, like after this whole like love triangle mess of like, okay, who's our main character gonna choose in the infamous festival arc that happens in basically every slice of life rom-com anime, right? Is it gonna be Shio? Is it gonna be Akari? Or is it gonna be his sister Runa? And throughout these episodes, we see like these ups and downs and tribulations of why Akari is the tsundere that she is. And before we continue, I apologize for calling Akari a yandere, but god damn it, she sounds and talks like a yandere, but more like a fucked up tsundere, if that makes sense. So apologies for calling Akari a yandere in my first video. I should have been calling her a tsundere in the first place. But second of all, like the characters in the show are about as painfully mid, one dimensional. There's not a whole lot of substance, no seasoning being mentioned about it. And then today's episode, which again, if you're probably wondering, there's a fourth girl in the poster, and that's the dark haired, short, tomboyish girl that you come to know and expect. And she's been teased and plastered since the very fucking beginning, and yet there's no sign of her whatsoever until last week's episode. We saw like a glimpse of her, but then she never makes an appearance again. And then today's episode, she makes an appearance like, haha, surprise, I'm here. You guys thought you forgot about me? But we're almost done with the show. We only have three episodes left, but here I am. Here you go. And it's like, okay, let's see what she got. And her character, I swear to God, one to one. No disrespect to the character design, because the character design in the show is really great. It's really nice. I like it. It also is like borderline trashy anime fan service galore, right? But her character, her name, what's her name? Haru Hinata. Haru Hinata's character reminds me of a one-to-one copy of Yotsuba from the quintessential quintuplets anime. I'm not even joking. Like honestly, I try my best not to really make that comparison here about this show being a huge ripoff to quintessential quintuplets. But the more I dive into the show, the more I watch the show and watch it every single week, the more it's like, man, I feel like nothing's gonna get any better from here. It's just gonna continue doing the same like slapstick comedy, one punchline over and over again. And yes, you can argue that like maybe the characters finally building a bond, but the bond is just not really there. It's just kind of there for the sake of a punchline. And the more I think about it, this show, after watching this with careful consideration, is reminding me of another infamous show that came out a few years back with a couple of cuckoos. Which, despite the show being like, a guy, three girls, three of them potentially going to be in love with our main character here, despite being like really like painfully awful to some degree, it at least was enjoyable. It was like hookable, like it got you grabbed by the teeth and you wanted to know like what's going to happen, how he's going to progress, etc. And despite the second season being a pretty big disappointment from last year, I mean, Couple of Cuckoos was at least watchable and you wanted to know how each episode played out. In the case of You Can't Be in a Rom-Com with Childhood Friends anime, I'm not getting that at all. There's nothing that's hooking me in. There's nothing that's really memorable. A lot of the time, it's just like it's like a lot of gaslighting half the time, and then there's moments where it's like, oh, yep, I saw that coming from like a mile fucking away. Like, come on, man. There's just like nothing good of substance here. So yeah, sorry. This was not good. I definitely did not enjoy this whatsoever. I think that even after watching the last three episodes that come out from this point forward, I don't think this is gonna be worth checking out whatsoever. I honestly think that I might be wrong here. This might age really well, but I'm gonna fucking say it with my chest held high. I think that this show is probably one of the worst animes of the year, with how much is progressively gone worse and worse with each new episode. And I just don't know what more to say. So, with that being said, with the current rate that I'm at right now, I'm honestly gonna give this thing like a light three, honestly, light three, decent three. There are some good highlights at the end of the day that's worth checking out. That's worth like, oh yeah, there's like a lot of strong fan service, some really good voice acting, but the story, the character dynamics, just everything that's wrong with this show, and it's clearly copying and pasting from other more popular, more successful shows in this vein. It's not doing it justice, man. It's just not good. It just feels like a really boring, vanilla copy and paste anime that you've seen done better or just ever so slightly better. And yeah, just wanted to simply brand talk about this because man, I really really sat through this. I was like, you know what, fuck it, we'll do it live. But yeah, that's it. Just want to talk about this, and that's it. See you on the next one. Later.